Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm very happy to have Rabie Hayek here with me this afternoon, and he's going to be offering a workshop on behalf of IBF Breathing Arts this coming Saturday, not to be missed. And so here is a chance for us to find out a little bit more about Rabia and what he's going to be offering next weekend. So, Rabia, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself. By the way, very nice to see you.
Oh, thank you very much, Robin. Thank you for having me. Thank you for creating the space to be able to share. Hello, everyone. Hello, family. Hello to people I've maybe never met before, and getting to share how I've been stung by the conscious breath, and particularly what I'm going to be sharing with everyone on Saturday is really a beautiful opportunity to get to look at conscious breath work with an approach that sometimes we don't. And I mean, we like, not only we as humans living in this society, but we as breath workers, for those of you that are involved in this work, we're often working the breath for the change in ourselves, or in the person that's working on it. It's for me, it's here, it's what's going on inside, it's my connection to through that portal, or perhaps something for my health, or a release of trauma, but very often there's an opportunity to look at conscious breathing from moment to moment in life, where we begin to touch what I like to call situational breath work. And so in Life Force Mastery, which is the modality I've been sharing and building over many years, this come from of utilizing from I call it the superhero satchel, your bag of tricks, if you will, that you accumulate. I've accumulated 23 particular approaches and techniques that I pull from in order to create this situational breath work that then produces a state that I began to notice, not only in myself, but in other breath workers and in others that particularly made the breath conscious more and more and more. In other words, taking the practice not from the mat, as we call it in yoga, right? From the mat, or from the meditation spot, or from the morning practice, but what happens when I begin to awaken a string of conscious breathing that is constantly informing me, connected to my highest good, connected to, if you will, the word breath and the word spirit are the same word in most of the world's languages, connection to spirit. And so the beauty of what that ends up feeling like deserves words. It deserves some celebration. So I'm excited to chat with you about where you've touched that, Robin, in our conversation, or in sharing on Saturday, and then to weave that and arc that to the power of breathing together.
Yeah.
And then the experience of how,
That's very interesting, because I mean, it seemed that rebirthing started many, many years ago by Leonard Orr in the early days. It was often a one-on-one situation, so that you were working with just one person. Although we also did a lot of groups, and the group energy was strong. But the first seminars were more about extensions, things that came up after we breathed and got into deeper things like loving relationships, prosperity, and things like this. So it seems now we are growing up, and I personally have always loved doing group work to see how the energy of a group transforms itself. It seems now we're going beyond a group in presence, but a much larger group all over the world, is what I understand about your Do as One project. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. It's an exciting moment to have stopped for, it was a moment out of time for me, and thinking what would happen if we actually used this internet that we're using every day to connect us in a synchronous breathing rhythm. And so this vision came to ask the world what will happen when 1 billion people breathe together synchronously, and then invite the rest of everyone to breathe together. So there came many years practice with people in rooms breathing together, and also, like Robin was just saying, with many people, over 22,000 locations in 2012 when we united people in breathing together with an aim to unite a billion. And so we are reemerging with that and continuing that vision unto what is to be created now. And I must say, many of you hearing this have breathed with us and have created this oneness field and breathing together already. And so who was already ignited and what have we created? It's a beautiful celebration of where have we been, and also taking the baton from history. Historically, where have we breathed together? Because what does a choir do? They breathe together to exhale those beautiful notes into the air, but we don't often think about it as breathing together. So Saturday, let's unpack what it feels like to really celebrate as humans in breathing together, and then let's go out in the world and do more of it, and let's create the field Saturday and have fun in it. That's what I'm looking forward to sharing.
Okay. So what about you? I mean, how did you start getting into breath work? That will be an interesting story.
Yeah, thank you. For me, I first began touching breath work through teaching singing. And at the same time as I was teaching singing, I have a degree in voice. I taught voice for 13 years. One of my students, top 5 American Idol. Woo! Good times and musical days and teaching voice. But while teaching voice, my yogic path increased. I began to study pranayama. And so, as opposed to a lot of breath workers that began in conscious connected breath work, I began in pranayama, which is for any of you that don't know, it's the breath work of yoga that is in the Patanjali path and other yogic paths where they utilize the breath work in a particular way before utilizing asana, physical postures, and then meditation. And so pranayama began to inform me on greater singing, greater powers of singing. And then watch what happened in the other direction. I then took the techniques of making your diaphragm stronger as a singer back over into breath work. And so we'll be doing plosives as a warm up that some people seem to find obscure until they find that it is one of the greatest ways to strengthen your breathing muscle, and it's free and it's available. So I'll be sharing that as a part of warm ups. But the after pranayama heightened that, and then I started to teach people that were singing more about their breath, I noticed it was really affecting their life. It came back, hey, this is happening, that's happening. And books started to fall off shelves. And soon came that vision of getting the world to breathe together. And I realized, wow, if we're getting people to breathe together, the enrichment that I'm finding in pranayama, where else does it deserve to go? And then I ran into rebirthing breathwork and had my first rebirthing session. And then I had other styles of conscious connected breathing show up. And I noticed a string running through all of it that I wanted to shine on myself. And over the years, teaching singing informed teaching breath. It was a very beautiful thing. My yogic path increased, and that culmination of finding, even in one of my Vedic astrology readings that I had, I was told, don't resist, you're going to have many teachers, and you're supposed to bring many different pieces of knowledge together. And I said, okay, that's beautiful. And so hence came Life Force Mastery, the modality I now teach after compiling that over 20 years. And it's a beautiful way to touch and upgrade the software that's running this hardware. Many of us are looking at the breath work as something I do when I do it. But what about what my breathing is doing all of the time? Have we opened that question up and unpacked and played with it? And so let's play with it. I'm here for that Saturday. And the power of us breathing together to unite the world. Look at all this separation happening, I'm a Palestinian man by origin, galactic citizen, but Palestinian as I came through this body. And I grew up seeing a struggle and a strife and divided people, and still remain with unconditional love in my heart due to that being passed on. So I invite us to celebrate in the breath.
Fantastic.
How we love beyond our separations.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's very interesting that two of the most powerful forces for uniting the world is breathing and singing or music.
Yes.
beyond language, and they're something that we share beyond culture. So it's fantastic. I mean, as a musician myself, I know that, so I've explored similar avenues. So everybody, thank you so much for spending this time with us, Rabie, and we really look forward to seeing you and being with you on Saturday at
Right.
uh, 18 hours Central European summertime. I'm not quite sure what it is in California.
9 a.m. Pacific on California. Yeah.
Okay.